Hey everybody, happy Monday. Good time zone to you. Welcome. We are going to draft a best of one Throne of Eldraine with our free gold entry and see how it goes. I always know how it goes when I shop at Card Kingdom. It goes as expected, which is sounds like faint praise, but it's amazing praise. I love it when my transactions go as expected and I don't have to follow up with the proprietor and solve any problems. I just get what I want, get what I expect, and I get it quickly. And Card Kingdom is great at all of that, having what you want, delivering what you expect, and delivering it fast. So please thank Card Kingdom for thank Card Kingdom for me for their sponsorship of this stream by checking them out via my affiliate link down in the panels. It'll take you there from this stream, and they'll know that this stream is sending people to their site. That's good for me, and hopefully keeps the lights on around here and everything. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for all your support. They've been great, and I encourage you to include them in your Magic purchasing options. Let's do it. Yeah, I can sell. I'm trying to sell Pioneer stuff to the general public and to Card Kingdom. And all right, we have a Witch's Vengeance, a fine place to start around here. I guess if we're wait, who is forcing white again? Fëanor, right? What do you do in your force white situation here? Are you just taking Enchanted Carriage, or are you taking Witch's Vengeance and forcing black white? Good choice. Vengeance for the gems, also quite playable. We'll see what happens here. No rares on the follow-up, but we do have a Reeve Soul. What else jumps out here? Really, at this point, Run Away Together jumps out at me. It's such a key component in the mill deck that strikes me, but it strikes me as something you want to try and wheel. I think this is pretty easy Reeve Soul given our start. Now what? We can wheel the Guide Mother and the Ritual if we wanted to look at that white option, but you've got Witching Well and Animating Fairy. You could stay black with Guardian. It's not terrible, but I don't think it's the pick here. I think you want Witching Well or Animating Fairy. And Witching Well wheels often enough that I think I want to take Animating Fairy and see if we can't pick up some wells and other things that we might want to turn into 4/4s. Oh look, it's the Curious Puppet. Anyway, let's take the Animating Fairy and see how this goes here. Well, having another Animating Fairy in the next pack, I love this Unexplained Vision and would like that. Also the Sage of the Falls. But this starts to be an actual plan to build around here. So let's let's take the fairy and really try and make this work. Oh, we could. So that works, right? If we animate an Enchanted Carriage, it becomes an 8/8, right? Or does it become a 4/4? Anybody know? I think we take it regardless, but I'm not sure. 4/4. Okay, just a permanent 4/4. Well, that's not nearly as exciting, but I still think we take it. I mean, what else are we taking? We take Opt, Curious Pair. Nah, we'll take Carriage here. Oh, good point. Well, it can't be targeted. Yeah, it can, because it's not a creature, right? Isn't it target non-creature artifact? It's not a creature, though. I mean, I'm saying do it when it's not crude. But it's not great, but we'll take it. Actually, oh, here we go. That's something to animate. I don't know. The trouble is, like, we'll take witches. I hope we get kitties, though, because I don't like an oven just for the oven's sake. But I think because of the double fairy, we got to take it and see what we can do. Yeah, weapon rack is the one that becomes huge. Good call there. We'll keep an eye on that. And with double fairy, you can start to build around a little more reliable. Yeah, Witch's Oven can make food that can then be animated after, but we'll take the oven. I don't love it yet, though. I'll say that. Scavenger's nice, but Late Revenge. We'll pick up this 7th, and maybe some more will come our way. As has been observed, this has fallen a lot because it's so dead against mill, right? Well, that's why, Miles. I mean, it's not. Where should this go? Like, where does this fit in? It's such a swingy card. Maybe it shouldn't go 7th, but it doesn't super surprise me that that's where it's at. None of these are animatable because they're all creatures. So I kind of want to just take the Witch here or the Corridor Monitor. But I think Witch is better than Corridor Monitor enough that we just take that, even though, yeah, Witch makes an artifact that can be animated. Didn't say please over Jousting Dummy. Yes. And here's that Runaway Together that came back, but also Foreboding Fruit came back. I think we just want the Foreboding Fruit, although Runaway Together on Animating Fairy lets us animate something else. So that's not nothing. Bouncing your adventure creatures. No, I'm not even a thought on Once and Future. I'm in. I think we're doing blue black. I didn't feel like there's anything that was going to pivot me off of this double animating fairy. So I did not even stop to worry about Once and Future. Once and Future is great in a heavy green deck, but I'm not going to pick 9 when I'm clearly down a blue black path. Yeah, I think I'm actually leaning back towards Runaway Together. I think the Animating Fairy puts it over the top. I'll take a Sanctuary here. You can main deck a main Memory Theft without it being embarrassing. Mantle of Tides we'll take and probably not play, but it can be animated. It's not what we want to animate, though. Covetous Urge is good enough to take over our rare here, I think. This is a 2-for-1 and a powerful one. And it's colorless for us at this point. We did not wheel a Witching Well. We have a 3rd Animating Fairy. We have a Bake into a Pie. Woo! This is a really rough one. I really just want to move in on animating artifacts now with the 3rd Animating Fairy. Yeah, the Foulmire Knight is great, but probably just have to take Pie. Yeah, well, we could move hard into this. Then I start liking things like Witch's Oven and Mantle of Tides or whatever. Yeah, it makes a food token, but again, we're not really looking to animate food tokens, or but we'll take it. I'm going to be disciplined and take it, but this makes me sad. Only it makes me sad because there's so much there, so it should make me happy. We had so many things for our deck. So Tiny is not at its best without the mill factor, but it's still good enough, although also we'll probably wheel it. We could take Witch's Cottage instead. That's the thing. None of these alternatives are good. I guess I'll take the So Tiny, but like everything we want out of that pack, tends to wheel out of that pack. Here we go. Scalding Cauldron. Scaldron is gonna make the pick over Malevolent Noble. I think without the animating fairies, there's some debate here about really what you want in terms of filling your curve. We don't have anything going on at 2 right now, so the Noble is tempting. Argon. Don't live that way. We would not be in a good place if we had pivoted to green. Like, let it go, man. Let it go. Anyway, we'll take the Cauldron here, though. Charmed Sleep for the solid removal. I like green. I play green all the time. I think green's a fine color in this format. Is that true, Hat? Interesting. Origins of words. All right, Charm Sleep here, though, is what I'm going to take. Here's a familiar that I'm going to take to go with our Cauldron. Oh, yeah, I can move to draft view, I suppose. Just gets out of the way of a few of those cards. More artifacts that are not animatable. But what do we take here? There's not even an uncommon. Here, I'll pivot to green. Pick 8 here. I think we'll go with the Scavengers. That's fine. Henge Walker. Here's a corridor monitor. I think I just like the corridor monitor. We're a bit low on 2s. It's a curve filler. Hey, here we go. This Witching Well came around. This is what I really want to be animating. Queen is nice, but it's no Witching Well with double animating fairy. And Funeral and Cottage came back from that pack that I was like, everything in this pack is going to wheel. I guess Cottage. We got some good removal now in Bake into a Pie, Reeve Soul, Charm Sleep, and So Tiny. So I don't think we have to take crappy removal. We can hedge on the Cottage. And Merfolk, not bad. 2 also for filling those, filling the hole, 2-drop hole. Love-Struck Beast. We could take that for gems, but there's another Bake into a Pie and a Reaper. Gems or pie? Might be correct to take gems for gem EV, but I can be talked into a pie here. Let's look at our curve, though. Yeah, we don't even have a lot going on at 4. So that's a nice 4 curve filler. Yeah, gems versus removal is always a tough one. Here, we'll do that. Here's a weapon rack that we were talking about how sweet it animates. But I'm going to try and wheel that, and we're going to take Reaper here. Reeve Soul for yet more removal. Or take a kind of generic 3 in the Lost Legion. I guess we take another Reeve Soul. I mean, I'm willing to play this on 2 if we are just trying to stay alive till we can get abusive with stuff. Lots of good stuff across the middle here for where we're at. Charm Sleep really just would solidify our removal completely, and I'd feel incredible about our removal situation. We could also go for a second Reaper or a second Witch, but I think Charm Sleep is fine. Yeah, we're just going to be... what I'd like is some card draw. We have the Witching Well, but no other card draw. Would love a draw 3, the common draw 3. Yeah, Forever Young would also be nice, but really just want card draw. There's a Forever Young. There's another weapon rack. There's a Runaway Together. I'm going to go with first Forever Young over second Runaway in this situation, and another rack, but I don't even think I necessarily want to play 2. I'd play the 1 if we can wheel it. But I'm also a little leery of running a mediocre card just because we have Animating Fairy. Funky, we're only considering weapon rack because of this animating fairy. It takes forever young here, though. All right, there's a Reeve Soul, but Witching Well is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. It's both card drawing and animation fodder. And more card draw. All right. With that pick and this pick, I'm actually liking this deck now. Although, again, we're not milling, so Into the Story is not going to just easily be a 4-mana draw 4. But this is good enough to take here. And our last fresh pack gives us a queen. Sure. Now we're back. Ooh, look at this. This is our opening pack where we took Bake. And we have a second Reaper or another Witch. Probably just want another Witch. Kind of making enough food that it can be a little bit oppressive. You want a second Reaper? I can pull this one. I was leaning Witch, but I'm curious what chat thinks. I'll do a quick 15-second on Witch or Reaper. Did that not fire? What did I do wrong with that one? Don't know why. Thought that was correct. Now... We have one Reaper, yes. Huh. Why is my poll not working? Is MTG bot messed up or something? Nightbot can never do it. I don't know. I ran a poll successfully 2 minutes ago. Let's not worry about it. If you have opinions, you can say them in chat. But I think I'm going to just go with my my gut on Witch. And here's the weapon rack. Take a... I mean, Didn't Say Please is a solid card, but... Wow, did MTG... Yeah, thanks, MTG bot. You're right there with us. Whew! Are we going to play the weapon rack? Just because we have two animating fairies? Because if not, I mean, we could just take the Didn't Say Please, but I don't know if we're even playing that. Yeah, maybe it's just fancy play syndrome to even go for the rack. All right, I'll take Didn't Say Please. It's the better card, right? Although if I knew that we had that one coming, maybe I wouldn't do that. Do we want anything like a Crashing Drawbridge or a Jousting Dummy at 2 here? I guess with 2 Reeves, a Merfolk, and a Monitor, and a lot to do on 1. We're not playing this, though, of course. Yeah, I don't know if we're running all 3. Oh, man, a Tempting Witch. Now I would want something else there. That's all right. It's all... Gosh, we got some choices. So... let's build. Wow, 12 cuts. Easy peasy. Tides get out. Probably so tiny get out. Queen. Memory Theft out. Maybe even Revenge of Ravens is out. Like, we're just going to kill stuff and not worry about... Maybe a carriage isn't really good enough here. 11, 18. We're really low on creatures now. So probably have to cut some of this stuff here. Like, at least one didn't say please. Yeah, at least, well, we don't need witches, but also now we're at 10 creatures. Granted, we're going to try and turn these animating fairies into 2 creatures. Hey, Sarcastronaut. Welcome. Making some tough cuts here. Could cut the Forever Young and just be a little weak to mill. Yeah, maybe we can cut into this story since we're not a mill deck and we have 2 wells. I just really like the card advantage, of course. Shocking. But I don't know about bringing back in Ravens. We kind of have Witch's Vengeance for smaller stuff. Well, there's still remorse in using the oven, I think. It's still not what you want to be doing. Like just throwing away creatures just because you can Forever Young them on top of your library. Well, aren't we already at 10 bodies? We're already at 10 bodies. So I think I like, I'll accept the into the story cut. Dionysus, I'm not streaming Thursday and Friday this week. So you get today, tomorrow, and Wednesday at the usual time. Yeah, maybe another one of these at least. Yeah. Like, let's look at our removal suite is so stacked. Like, maybe we cut a runaway together. How about that? I was liking the idea of returning an animating fairy, but I don't think this is doing enough for us. I can't bring myself to cut a cauldron with the animating fairies. We have we have 4 cheap artifacts that can be animated on 3, and I want to keep it that way. We're close though. I'm going to say done and then carefully. James, you want to cut the fairies and then what? Then we bring back in, like, I mean, let's look at our numbers again. We are at 10 creatures currently, and you want to go to 8, cutting the thing that makes us some more creatures. I'm not even worried about land yet. Don't worry about the cottage and the sanctuary. Let's get our spells down. Kind of almost want to just cut another didn't say please and forsake counter spells entirely and just be a little more proactive. Is that nuts? Moorland Druid is on the same page there. Like, we have so much removal, we don't need to really counter creatures. Didn't say please is about countering really dangerous stuff and non-creature stuff, and that's pretty light. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut. I think we're so strong on removal, we just cut the you would counter or cut? You'd cut. Yeah, queen could be in, I suppose. Over what, though? I'm just happy we got to... I mean, cut Forever Young. The Witch is a nice way to finish. I like a... I mean, we could go like one Witch and a Queen. I like having slotting in some twos. Here's what we're happy to do on 2: Corridor Monitor, Wishful Merfolk, and our 1-drops. Again, we're not on land yet. I'm just on spells right now. And then we'll figure out land. The game plan for this deck is to win an attrition battle with card draw and heavy removal, comboing out with Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven, or getting some aggro on and animating one of our 4 1-drop artifacts on 3 and attacking with a 4/4 on 3. And also just kind of leveraging our attrition battle to win with anything like Reaper or the Scavengers. No, same thing. I'm not taking out our 2s. I really want to, I mean, we've seen aggro is real, right? And Monitor and Merfolk help deal with the aggro night decks that we are legit going to face. Yeah, Turtle is a reasonable blocker too. We'd have to figure out what we wanted to take out for that. I'm kind of okay with starting here, checking out our lands, and then shipping this. Bringing in for what, and what is it doing for us? Like, Revenge of Ravens is... We just have so much removal that I don't feel like I need the revenge. So... yeah, this is best of 1. I'm going to cut the cottage, and we will keep the... Actually, yeah, with all of our removal, with 2 Reeve Soul and 2 Bake, we're going to definitely run the Sanctuary. But I wonder... yeah, it's basically even on need here. Charm Sleep with a double, Bacon Witchin with a double. Let's... The cottage is almost free. But not quite. What are we... I'm going to call it It's Alive. It's our animating fairy deck. Why no carriage? Because something's got to go. And what are you gonna cut if we bring in the carriage? A Scavengers or something? I mean, carriage is fine, but not great. Grim Reaper thinks we're just going to roll over to red-blue. Disagree. Disagree. I think this is a deck set to do fine against all comers. Those of you who want the Ravens in, your wish is noted, but what I would say for the data point stuff, like, what are you cutting for? So, tell me what you're cutting for your Raven, and then you can consider which one you'd rather have when it comes up. All right, so Grim Reaper wants to cut Urge for Raven. So we're gonna ask ourselves whether, for Grim Reaper's point of view, when we draw a Covetous Urge, would we rather just have Revenge of Ravens? We're trying. The Witch's Oven is not just a cat combo; it's also a animating fairy combo. It's possible I'm too enamored with the animating fairy stuff, and that playing stuff like the oven is weakening our deck overall in chasing a combo. But we're gonna give this a try. We can revisit and change, you know. Let me fix all this stuff, though. This is free to play. We're going to keep that. Tough build, because there's a lot of quality. This is not a sad keep. This will be fine. All right, there's our Covetous Urge that somebody wanted the Revenge of Ravens over. This is what we wanted to animate. We didn't find any, though. Oh, man. Don't make me cast a 2/2 flyer with no animation. That's... No! No! I'm doing that! That's not fair! Oh, sure. Tease me with another one. And no island for the Charm Sleep. Would like to charm that golden egg to sleep. If we played out an animating fairy for no value, we still don't really get a double block. We can do a little bit of racing here for... this stinks. Yeah, we could attack. I guess it's better than running out of fairy, although maybe not. Like, we have the other one in hand. I'm gonna play the 2/2 and pass. They're gonna play one of their own. I won't mind having the trade. Now watch them run away together and animate the Witching Well. Not gonna block that though. No, I'm not gonna double block yet. Heck, we find an island, we have a snap answer. Well, darn it. Really could use some more blue here, deck, but I think we better... I want a Covetous Urge now. Man, this is a problem. But I'm going to Covetous Urge while we can. I mean, we could get something later, potentially. You could also go well into fairy, but we can't go well into anything. Like, we go well into past the turn because of the 3 black mana. So either we're well past the turn or Covetous Urge and see what we can see. And I'm going to do this. I mean, all right. At least they don't have it. And now we're going to look to trade the animating fairy for their fairy. Although, we also know what they've got now. We could just trade for... Yeah, I'm going to give it one more turn. I'm going to go to 8 here. If we... way better, it wouldn't even be doing that much. Yeah, that was. I don't think you're winning your argument with this result. It was better than Urge in this case, but yeah, if we're getting milled out, they just if they're a mill deck, they just stop attacking and mill us out. All right, not the answer we were quite hoping for the golden egg, but we do get to bake it into a pie, and then we can actually even animate the food if we want. That's not realistic. How tilty. What would be the point of waiting for their upkeep? It just lets them sack it. Well, we're still an island away from answering this, and let's try to decide if we need to block here. We get to play the Secret Keeper, though. Nah, that doesn't get big enough. Man, frustrating. I don't think we have to trade yet, actually. We can hope, you know. All right, I'm going to do it, though. Oh, what, did you draw another amazing top deck? Okay, not. Well, now we have Scaldron. Let's see, there's a bunch of stuff we can do here. We can Secret Keeper them. Ultimately just need to get... if we get an animating fairy up in the air, we offer a trade. I think we go Scaldron animate. And then... because we can do both of these here. Yeah, Cauldron and kill is a possibility, but what I'm going to look to do is make a 4/4, play the animating fairy, and trade for their fairy. And they're top decking, you know, like, that's the other thing. If they top deck awesome stuff to make us regret this, I guess, but, you know... Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I knew they right, but the point is their hand was empty, so they drew some cards, but anyway, let's see. We can go... Nah, we're all right. We're all right. Let's start with an attack. They just were. I'm saying they were out of cards. They played a land, had an empty hand, drew 2, and drew a 3rd. That's effectively top decking in the sense that they had nothing stored. My point is, none of these cards are a secret weapon they've been holding all game to blow us out with. It's 3 randoms from the top of their library very recently. What's our island count in the deck? We need an island, but a bunch of them have been milled. We are at 4 islands left in 15 cards. That's pretty rough. Well, now we got a Witching Well to scry for hopefully an island. I mean, that's what we got to do now. Okay, there's the island, and there's another Charm Sleep. And if they mill us, we lose the island, but at least we have it on top now. And I think I'm going to keep the Cauldron back here because if they mill us before we untap, we're going to need to kill that fairy. Oh, it's pretty likely they have some runaways in the deck. I don't know if there's any in the graveyard yet. I mean, we could just maybe here. Look, I'll just kill it. I'll just go for it now. Sad to use our animated Cauldron for this, but happy that it still does this job. And they milled us anyway. We do have our anti-mill tech still in the deck somewhere. It's not amazing. Our Forever Young doesn't get that much back. Yeah, we reap them now for sure. I'm just... Oh, okay. I clicked the wrong side, but in this case it didn't punish me because I couldn't afford it. That would have been dumb if it was a 3-mana creature or something. Protected. Barely. Kind of sad, but here we go. Like, what else do we do? We could play well. We could take one more. Actually, 9 cards. Let's play one well, and then we can potentially crack the other one. We can take one more. There's Oven. That's pretty good to get that into our hand. Get both of these in hand. We played land this turn or not? I can't remember. I'm just going to do it. It's possible they have burn, but we can't beat burn, so we're not going to worry too much about it. Scavenger is not a May ability. It's a good observation. So we go... Well, yeah, if they have a counter, they're going to counter this, but they're not going to counter the Secret Keeper or anything, so got to try this. Oh yeah, I should definitely have tapped a swamp. Good call. I don't know why I let auto tap do that to me. That's my fault though. I'm the one who let auto tap do that. Still, this is fine. We get to draw some cards. We get to start the Cauldron Familiar cycle. And we do have mill protection, such as it is somewhere in here. We don't have that many creatures in our... we don't have didn't say please, though, so not... It's not a punt. Don't make me time you out, Dionysus. I don't even want to sleep. I want to draw cards. I'm doing everything I want to do this turn with no problem. So take your punt and shove it. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we're at 6. We might not want to draw. But I'm not, like, if they have a bunch more mill, we're kind of dead. And if we find our Forever Young and restock, we're not. So it's okay. I think we should draw. Like, we got to find the tools to win. All right, that's cool. We got a Covetous Urge. We could get something from their yard. Yeah, Sanctuary. Maybe we save the Sanctuary to recur our solution to their mill plan. So we'll go with an island right now. And I guess I'll charm the Tome Raider down. And then try to find our Forever Young and bake some kitties in the meantime. All right, so here we're gonna bake a Secret Keeper instead. And then sack kitty. I should have waited till end of turn there. That was suboptimal in pacing. I'm just kind of almost setting up for the tap out. Tempting Witch. 2 cards left. One of them has got to be Forever Young, right? Yeah, Forever Young and Reeve Soul are our final 2 cards. So I guess we just play the Witch here. Too bad we can't play these Scavengers, or we kind of lose. Needed them to play an innocuous. Oh yeah, it's true if we. Well, man, if they literally just drew another Didn't Say Please, that's unfortunate. But I actually think we need to. We want the Tempting Witch. I'm going to play out the Tempting Witch. I hear what you're saying about the Didn't Say Please, and maybe we can wait a turn, but like Tempting Witch actually gets us going on killing them. Well, if they mill Forever Young, yeah, that's true. We can get it back, right? So I'm going to do it. Although I already played a land. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. I'm going to do it. Yeah, it felt pretty safe. And I feel like this gives us a real avenue to getting him to 0 here. Except for that. They waited for the perfect time, and now we lose. Well timed, Oppo. We had our... could have had a Forever Young at any point in there, and it would have been no problem. Mill sucks. Thanks for the host, wizards. Hello, those of you wandering the halls of WotC. These are a little far off. We have a Merfolk on 2 and a Sleep on 3, so I'm going to keep. Oh yeah, if we'd found an island earlier, that we would have been golden for sure. I'm going to get greedy on the Sanctuary, especially since we found a swamp. So if we find one more island, we get to go. We can Reeve Soul something and get it back if we want. Well, with the familiar showing up, I'm going to start with the familiar. Depending on what Oppo does, it might be able to attack, and I don't want to spend a turn animating the Merfolk. There's our third island to turn on the Sanctuary. And I guess I could have done Wishful Merfolk and have gone Merfolk attack and play familiar. Oh well. So Oppo could be at 16 right now if we had sequenced that differently. This is where Reeve Soul is so good, right? Like, 3 power, you dead. Yeah, I could nap the Griffin, but I want to use Reeve Soul when, I mean, it helps us gets an attack in, etc. So we could sleep that. I guess that's fine. Trouble with sleeping it is that we get taxed on attacks for the rest of the game. If Reeve Soul would get it, I would just bring it back with Reeve Soul. Bring it back with Sanctuary right now. Well, they're never gonna. Yeah, I mean, we can offer the trade. They're not gonna take it though. Doesn't mean we shouldn't offer it, but there's no way in Hades they take this trade. I get salty about Mill, but some people like it. I just think it shouldn't be as powerful as it is in this particular format. That's all. It doesn't need to be removed from the game. And Dr. Garfield was correct in creating a way to end the game that wasn't damage-based so that the games would find a way towards an end. All right, they're moving in on this Archon. All right, I guess our goal here, we're gonna charm the Beanstalk Giant and try and find a swamp for that Archon. Huh, they don't want to race. All right, well, we found the swamp. But I think we start by charming Yield Beanstalk Giant to sleep. Although we could also it's too late to do it now. We could have baked and then no, we had to play the swamp in order to bake, but we can bake and get it back and rebake. But I think sleeping the Giant's fine. Oh, we're going to be baking a lot today, it looks like. Start here. Triple bake, because we're going to get one back potentially, although we don't even need to do that yet. Yeah, we'll also they're not playing black, so I'm not like protecting against Reaper, so I'll keep playing out mana. How lucky. A giant killer. Got no giants. Ooh. Understandable. But we're gonna bake everything. It's all getting baked now, folks. And we just show them. Another bake coming. That's a little better. At no point did I want Revenge of Ravens in that game. I want to call that out. If we had drawn Covetous Urge, it would have been a fist pump, and if we'd drawn Revenge of Ravens, it would have been not too meaningful. Again, nothing definitive. I'm just calling out the data points, asking ourselves that question as we try to assess the value of the different options we had. Outraced? I don't... like, it was too controlling to be a race. Like, to me, a race situation is like we're both just casting creatures and swinging, as opposed to I'm pinpoint removing your best stuff and getting in for enough damage to close it out, you know? That doesn't feel like a race to me. Feels like a control deck working. They held back their flyer on one attack that I didn't quite understand, but they didn't hold it back on other times, I don't think. All right, this looks good. All right, Oppo has mold as well. We have Cat Oven right off the bat. But let's actually do Witching Well first. I want to set up the draw here. Corridor Monitor, not really what we want to do next turn, and we don't need another Swamp, so it's a pretty good mill to send those away. They're a pretty good scry. Yeah, control doesn't mean counter. Control generally means one for oneing and then drawing cards to win the attrition battle. Yeah, I should have dropped Oven first. You're absolutely correct. Let's see if I get punished. Didn't get punished, but yes, I sequenced that incorrectly. Because if they have deal 3 exile, it would completely undo our combo for no good reason. So I dodged a common bullet. Dodged a common bullet there with my bad sequencing. 15 and 4 with the air quotes fun deck. Were you milling them? All right, Raiders is all right. We'll probably just re-soul that. That's good, Wujo. What? Tell us more. What was your base? What was your deck? All right. Do you want Urge or do you want Ravens here? I'm kind of digging the Urge. Let's see what they got. Another Hengewalker, a Trebuchet. We care about a 3/3. We're endlessly blocking. I guess we care about the Trebuchet more than the 3/3. I disagree, Reaper. If we had Ravens, they get to drop Trebuchet and ping us from behind. Ping us from behind. I guess we can Charm Sleep either one. I'm gonna take this. Kind of fits what we're doing anyway. It's still pretty good. I know Charm Sleep and Trebuchet is somewhat of a non-bow, but it just reduces Trebuchet to only dealing 1 damage per night, and that's it. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We get to use this and ping from our defenses as well. And Cat Oven just does this all day long. And then Charm Sleep gets the other one. We can get Urge back. We can get... oh, we can't get either of these back yet. Maybe that makes us want to wait on it. I think we can operate on 4 mana enough to actually be greedy with the Sanctuary and treat it like it's a spell. I'm going to drop Treb here. And I'd be willing to trade the Jousting Dummy for the Trebuchet, actually, if they want to do that. Might just be mono red. We see a lot of mono decks, especially ones that pack a lot of artifacts in to be able to make the mono work. The way Covetous Urge works is that you don't have to pay the color cost. It becomes colorless. Interesting they're not sending the dummy. I'd be so happy to trade off the dummy here. We're, of course, just going to go here and do the cauldron trick. Lock Dragon is pretty good. Have to charm that to sleep now, I think. And then hopefully we can find an island and can get back some of our removal and take out one of the other walkers. We're still doing fine here. Swamp is not island. We'll still give... we could just play the Sanctuary and then have Scavengers for sure next turn. But with a well to crack, I really think we'll find our island soon enough. And we can just lock down the lock right now. I don't know how many lives this cat has, but so far the count is 7. 7 lives for this cat. Should we recur cat when oven is untapped since we're not attacking? Yeah, that's fair. None? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a... You can pump me on that one. That's just a fleek. Forgot to ping with the trebuchet. That's unfortunate. 2 points from Brimstone. Ooh, hello. Actually, I want this island too, right? Yeah, if the cat was a knight, that would be pretty sick. And I'm going to just crack a well here, because we know we're getting an island from it. Now, what are you saying about, like, maybe I'm not following you on recur cat when oven is oh, yeah, so bring it back when it's untapped. I gotcha. We'll do that. We'll start doing that. I just don't want to forget. I'm going to do this now. So, can animate the other... There's so many ways to win from here. I can't see losing this game. We just have so much going on. But maybe we even want to, like, bounce. We can just start bouncing and going, you know? Yeah, Reeve Soul is good here. I think we just play Scavengers, bounce the dummy, and Reeve Soul. Or bounce a Walker. Doesn't really matter. We bounce the other one after. This is just embarrassment of riches here. But the dummy can actually get up to 4 power. It's a little bit more than the walkers, so might as well, I guess. I don't know. Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar. Hey, look, we did dodge a bullet on this one. We could sack it for some food. But I'm just gonna let him have it. That's fine. We're gonna keep this going. Yeah, I mean, we could bake it and just leave the familiar in the yard, I guess. Sure, we'll do that. Again, I just feel like this is an embarrassment of riches for us. And they need something super powerful to turn this game around. I mean, since they're doing that, we can actually go ahead and do this now. Not that it matters too much, but we know it's safe. You're the Queen of Ice. Okay, we can really... This can only be a 3-1. Yeah, we can animate the food. Let's start with animating food. And then what else do we have? We can do queen or play the fairy. Probably just actually want to play the fairy, not the queen. Although, yeah, we can lock something down too. I'm gonna put Reeve Soul on top. And let's... Yeah, I don't even think... I'm just gonna go to the air here. There's no reason to bother with the queen. And I just like this stuff on D. Like, if we attack now, this can be a 3-1. Like, I guess they can 2-for-1 themselves to take out a scavenger. I guess that's fine. We'll send in the scavenger. And the food. Whatever. Do your worst, Oppo. I guess they can 1-for-1 by double blocking with walkers. But I cast this first because I didn't think I was going to attack, but I actually like the attack. They are low enough. They're the ones that need to do the blocking. And the trading. So that trade is expected. Yeah, 3 damage exiles. Kind of waiting for Oppo to give up or show us something pretty incredible. It's funny that we could sacrifice food to make twice as much food. How does that work? This oven is bigger on the inside or something. Hey, look, it's a Reeve Soul. I think we Reeve, Queen. We can't quite do it all, but we do it most. Let's go with Reeving the Walker. Ice the Merchant. Or, let's see, we could also ice the Weaselback. No matter what, we leave them with creatures that can trade for a 4/4. So it doesn't really matter. We'll do it this way. I guess we get to attack with everything. Let's see. They could block the Cauldron Familiar. If they do that, we'll go ahead and sack it. If they want to chump, you know, if they want to chump and try to take out the Familiar, we can just sack the Familiar. But I'm expecting them to double block the 4/4. I think if they use up all their mana, they're kind of they're yeah, that's worth considering though. I should have at least said it, but I'm kind of in it doesn't matter mode, but maybe I shouldn't be. I just feel like with 6 mana, if they draw a land and spend 3 to cycle it for something else, that's good for us. Like we're fine. Scoop it up. Or go ahead and cycle with Merchant. Yeah. Now watch them find something that's like, oh, now it was a mistake. I just don't think it was. They're at a virtual 4 now. Minus on the Familiar, plus on the Brute. Actually, virtual 3, so I think we kind of got him. Maybe. Let's see. They have to block the Queen, I think. No, Brute doesn't have sickness, but they're not attacking. They want to eat it for life. And I guess we just make them do this now and then we win, right? Bounce the Brute, then they don't have the chump eat. And without the chump eat, they lose. Well, no, they're not dead from... Yeah, yeah, I think we had them. Again, we had them in multiple ways for many turns. I don't know if I was supposed to find a way to beat them sooner than I did, but it didn't feel like we could lose that one. Oh, I didn't shoot. It might be too late, but I didn't spin. There we go. Glad I remembered. Winning sooner, when I say win sooner, I know it's not bonus points, but the longer you take to beat an opponent, the more you're giving them a chance to get out of it, is all I mean by that. Not that you get more points for winning sooner, but your win percentage ostensibly goes up if you can close it out faster. Don't have the double for the Vengeance, but we have a Reef Soul and a 2/2 for 3 if we want. But we're going to keep and see if we can't find ourselves a one of those 4 artifacts for 1 mana. No luck there, but I'm also, well, with a Knight deck, I'm going to take 1 smack from the red cap, possibly. I think we should see if we can't get ourselves some Knights. Play it a little bit greedy here. That is not a Knight. I want a Scaldron. Okay, there's an oven for us to animate. I'm going to play the oven for future animation, and we'll go ahead and... I'm going to reeve the Ginger Brute under the presumption that we may see some more Knights here. Oh, we may see more Ginger Brutes, and I'll wish that we could just name cookies or whatever, or name food. Alright, they're going into aggro mode. I think that's largely okay with us. I'm going to animate here, and then we can actually start racing. If they want to spend all their turn... Even if next turn, if they double activate the red cap, I'm still okay with that. Wait, well, it's something. No, see, look. You can. It's a food golem. Artifact creature food golem. You can totally name that, right? Or then I'd name golem if it's a... But feel like you could, since it's right there. It's a creature that's food. Huh, you can't name food. Interesting. Good to know, I guess. Yeah, so I'm going to animate here. I'm going to make sure I choose the right one. Point is, it's got some type to name is all I'm saying. And yeah, if they want to... Ooh, okay, that's a rough turn, but it does give us the 2-for-1 that I was hoping for on the Knight front. We could even, let's go... How greedy do you want to be? I'm going to be a little... Oh, we can't cast Witch's Vengeance anyway, so we've got to be greedy. We're going to lock down this Paladin and play the Queen. And kind of be in a funny race situation here. All right, we have a Swamp on top. They're going to play another low toughness Knight. Ready? Weapon rack becomes a 7/7, yes. We even had a shot at a weapon rack, but we decided it was too cute. Like, we're doing fine without weapon rack cuteness. Come on, swamp. Not a swamp. Not a swamp. But we can make some food to eat. I think we have to actually stay back now and threaten to trade with the oven. Does that make sense? Because if we let them untap, they Cauldron the Witch. And yeah, I think we have to offer trades here. I'm going to keep it all back. Lack of a swamp is really mucking with us this game. Obviously, if we get a swamp, we're in great shape. Kill 2 of their creatures and have a bacon to a pie. Although, of course, now we're looking to trade for these, so... Just trying to survive the turn. We're at a virtual 9. That helps. We can also sack the oven to itself to make 2 more food. We should keep that in mind. I want an animation of the oven cooking itself, though. Putting some bricks inside. So, we could, if we tap the oven, we could sack the witch, get more food, but then we don't have the trade for the paladin. So, we're just going to let this happen. Okay, seriously, deck, give us a swamp, please. And don't attack with the paladin. Just stay back. You don't want to attack with that paladin. I'm gonna eat some food and think. Because we can just eat up that red cap. I think we do it. We're gonna go for the swamp, and if we don't find a swamp, then we can block the paladin next turn. Swamp. No swamp, but this is actually decent. Although the red cap gets to a 5/5, so we're still going to have to trade off here. We could make the fairy, then we can't use the cauldron, and we're still trading off. Like, basically, I think we can, yeah, the trouble, if they have pump or whatever, we'll be sad if we leave things to chance. What I'm going to do is Scaldron the Knight, the big knight, while shields are down. And then if they want to send red cap into oven, it uses up all their mana to make that trade. And they've shown, you know, I guess they don't have, red only has the attacker buff, so maybe it was safe to wait. Yeah, that's true. I was thinking of the +2/+2, but that's attackers only. That's great. So they're taking this turn off here. Yeah, we can't beat Searing Barrage. What do you want from me? Funny, but it does the job. Now we just offer the familiar straight up for the red cap. That's true. We can always self-sack to avoid barrage. But mainly, we can't worry too much about what they might have. We got to worry about how we're dealing with the threats they're actually showing us. And then if that gives us the luxury later, great. All right, well, we have a new target. We want we want to get a swamp and name dwarf. Brutal. So in this case, though, let's self-sacrifice, get 2 foods, and fizzle the shield breaker at least. And I guess we block there. Even double block. But we really just want to find swamp and get it that way. In fact, maybe we don't even... Familiar? Well, we can also avoid 3 just by eating the food instead of getting fancy with the cat. But I guess it kind of makes the same same result. Oh, sorry. I thought it was on. I thought it was at a different step. I guess it doesn't matter really. Charmed Sleep. Well, this game has been very cruel to us. So far, both of our struggles have been just on being color screwed. And I'm going to go with the rider. Although the trouble, man, do we sleep anything here? I guess we have to sleep a dwarf. That is so sad. Come on, deck. Where are we at? We're 15 cards in. We have 1 swamp to show for it. But sadly, I think we are here. Here's where we're at. Tap a dwarf. And... yeah, cat controls Weaselback, but I didn't want to take two dwarf attacks, so had to do it this way. All right, they're going for that. Not yet, Dionysus. No plans. I'm going to take the 3. So if we have to, we can eat this food. Play a knight. Of course. All right. Swamp. Okay. 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 Sadly, and not sadly, this is fine. We just have to just trying to figure out how actually we want to do this, because we could bake the knight into a pie, recur the familiar, and double block the dwarf, and still have Witch's Vengeance. We could Witch's Vengeance the knight. I think we want to double block. Then the question is, are we using Witch's Vengeance or Bake into a Pie on the knight? And I think we just want to use Witch's Vengeance. It's a 1-for-1 no matter what. Yeah, but we don't have time. Like, we got to kill this. Like, you know. That's true. Dwarf number 3 could put it out of range. Yeah, I think we just gotta... I want to use the Witch's Vengeance while it has something to do. Save the Witch's Vengeance. We need it all, though. Like, we bake this into a pie, we kill this knight, and then they play another knight. Then what? I mean... I'm doing this. Gotta do something. So I'm doing this. Another dwarf ruins it. There's some things we can't beat here that we're not playing around, and another dwarf is one of them, frankly. And they're itching to cast something from their hand, so maybe we're just dead. Or at least this isn't going to work out the way we want. Well, nobody expects to lose to this. Nobody expects to lose to the Fling, but we didn't lose to the Fling. We lost to not having a swamp for 16 draws. The second swamp. So the losses have been very frustrating so far in the classic Magic way. Like, any kind of luck with our mana in the 2 losses and we would have been fine. Deck has performed fantastically whenever we've had a good mix of spells and land, but also, to be fair, we have several double cast spells of both colors, so we're somewhat destined for a little bit of double color screw. But I hope not this time. We got a lot of ways to solve that issue. Different line of play could have saved us. I don't know what line you have in mind, but I don't think we had a really great shot. I guess if we'd used the bake, we still wouldn't have the mana though. So even if we used bake, we wouldn't have had the mana to activate the extra food. I don't think there was a great way out there, but maybe I miss. Yeah, bake gives extra food, but costs 1 more mana, and therefore we couldn't sacrifice it. We had 3 up. Well, here we are again. All weasel back all the time around here. We're going to bottom both of these. Did we not just play this? I think I'm inclined to reave the dwarf here. I don't think so. If they come up with another dwarf, it would be sad to let that stand. All right, got our second swamp. And I guess we can Witching Well first here. I'm gonna bottom both of this, since we have we have 3 islands and 2 swamps now, which is just about perfect. I can't remember where we landed on that in terms of avoiding doubles. I think we decided not to because it wasn't going to be... It didn't seem like it was going to be that much of a problem. Wow, Oppo curving out is pretty darn annoying, I'll say that. If we were to queen, we wouldn't be able to do anything else. So we're going to bake this turn. We're going to bake the ogre. And then next turn we get Scaldron and queen. If they pump twice, we can consider Scaldroning this turn instead, but they're not. So we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna bake here. Sadly means they're gonna do something else probably. Human, dwarf, goblin knight. You can't believe that none of these share a type. But they don't, so we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll try and vengeance them out. Knights are the most likely thing they would have. And we continue to not care too much if they want to spend their turn doing that, although we could... we can actually... We can ice and Cauldron. We're definitely icing. And I think we ice... Weasel? Or yeah, we could kill the 1/1, tap the dwarf instead. Let's tap the dwarf in case they come up with yet another one, but we could actually just play the queen, which looks pretty good here. I'm gonna play the queen. Yeah, I'm not leaving the cauldron open this time. I'm gonna play the queen. This could come back to haunt me, I suppose, if they have Joust here. Or Searing Barrage. Now we're gonna be sad? How this is super sad. We do get to Cauldron and eat, though. Oppo is not playing around Vengeance. That's nonsense. But we're going to eat some food and Scaldron something here. More completely not matching stuff. And Animating Fairy isn't enough. I cannot believe this. I'm so tilted. This deck is fantastic. I love my deck. And really frustrated that Mana Stumbles cost us 2. I mean, this just we just got curved out on. But back-to-back mono red curve outs is frustrating. Anything we can do. Gosh, if they shared anything. That doesn't work. We're just dead. Why do I play this game? Very specific. I don't know, man. Hat, we have so many tools to deal with what we just lost to. So many tools. Go look at that deck again. Multiple Reeve Souls, Witches, Vengeance, like... Folks, that sucks. This was not a 2-3 deck. I would take that deck pretty much any time. It looked great to me. Bummer.